Hello, we are covering some of the concepts of job design today, and the concepts today that we're covering are social information processing, then we have job specialization, then we have job simplification, self-managing work teams, variable work schedules, flexi time, job sharing, compressed work week, telework, T-jobbing and ergonomics. Now let's start with social information processing, and social information processing is how some social cues can help shape an employee's perception of their own job. So these social cues can come from managers, these social cues can come from customers, they can come from friends and family. So how these cues can change the perception of an employee is very crucial. Let's understand this with an example. If a manager emphasizes and tells the importance of autonomy in this job, the employee may be more likely to value autonomy in their job. So that is how social cues work. So social information processing is nothing but the process of how employees use social cues to form perception of their own jobs. Now we have job specialization. Now job specialization is nothing but aligning a job to the skills of an employee or to the functions and expertise of this employee. So if I'm very good at certain something, my job will be aligned with that. But here, one of the limitations to job specialization is that it gets boring. If I am continuously doing something that I'm very good at, I will be get bored of it. But on the contrary, on the other hand, I will be highly experienced in that field. So I will have great control over that certain thing. Let's see what certain key characteristics of job specialization are. So the first one is repetition of task. Of course, you're expertised, you have expertise in something, and you're doing that constantly. So you are bound to feel that the tasks are very repetitive. Then we have division of labor. Job specialization will do one thing, that it will divide the work in a form where obviously the skills are matching the jobs. So division of labor is very easy in this job specialization. Then we have increased efficiency. If I'm very good at something, and it's only me who's doing that, of course the organization's efficiency plus productivity will go through the roof. Then we have standardization. So everyone is doing their own thing, the tasks for everyone are defined. So that will create a certain standardization of tasks. Then we have economic mass production. Job specialization is often associated with high speed, automated and low cost mass production. Of course, since I know everything about this job, the job will be very high speed. Automated, of course. This approach has contributed significantly to improvements in the standard of living, particularly in the industrial and manufacturing settings. Now, we move on to job simplification. Okay, so job simplification means breaking down of tasks into a job into smaller and easier components, and then this whole job is assigned to different people. So if I have a job and I break it down into three components, A, B, C. I will find three workers. One, I will assign the first worker to job A, second to job B, and task A, task B, and third to task C. So that is job simplification. And the fast food restaurant example is very great to understand what job simplification means. The job of preparing a burger can be simplified by breaking it down into smaller tasks such as cooking the patty, toasting the bun, assembling everything, all of that. So that is job simplification. Then we move on to self-managing work teams. Now, self-managing work teams are teams that take care of their own team's needs within themselves. So if this team has to do performance management, it will happen within this team. And if this team has anything else to do, grievance redressal or anything, it will happen in this team only. So for example, a software development company creates a self-managing work team to develop a new software product. Okay, this team is responsible for the entire development process from design to testing. So everything has to be done by this team. This team will take care of the task through and through. Then we have variable work schedules. This says that the employees are free to choose their hours and days of work as long as they are completing a set number of hours per week. So if I have a 40-hour week, as long as I'm logging in my 40 hours a week, I should not be asked, why weren't you working on a Monday? So you can choose your days, you can choose your hours. If I want a long weekend, I can just work from Monday to Saturday and complete my 40 hours a week. Then we have flexi time. Flexi time is a work arrangement that allows employees to choose their start and end times, again, as long as they are completing their number of hours per day, the required number of hours per day. Again, as long as I am completing my 9 hours a day, the company should not have a problem with me working from 7 to 3 or 10 to 6. So the company does not have a problem with that, as long as I'm able to complete my 9 hours a day. Then job sharing is the division of one job into two people who will coordinate and cooperate so that one task can be done. This is very helpful for the people who want to pursue their studies while working, or who want to take care of family members while working. So graphic designers are a very good example of this. So two part-time employees work together to complete the task associated with the job, such as designing marketing materials and communicating with clients. So what is happening here is the employees have the option, because they are part-time employees, so they have the option to not show up to the job, but I am doing the job from remote maybe. So this is a part-time thing, or I'm required to come into office on certain days or certain hours a week. So that is how job sharing is done. There are two part-time employees in this that carry out one single job. Then we have compressed work week. Compressed work week is a schedule in which full-time workers complete their weekly hours in fewer than 5 days. So I'm asked to do 40 hours per week. That means 8 hours for 5 days. But if I want to do 10 hours for 4 days, that is also okay, because that is what happens in compressed work week. Then we have telework or telecommuting. This means flexible work arrangements where the employees are allowed to work remote. So the employees can work from a remote location. They don't have to come to a central office. For example, an employee who works from a home office or a co-working space, so I can go to a different co-working space and not come to office. I'm not bound to come to office. So that is telework or telecommuting. Then we have dejobbing. Now dejobbing means broadening the responsibilities of individuals and departments in a company and encouraging employees not to limit themselves to their job description. So what is happening here is, I am an employee and I have set things that I do in a day. But here what is happening is my responsibilities are being increased. So these employees are encouraged not to limit themselves just to their job descriptions, the roles and responsibilities that were mentioned in the job description. Now the last topic is ergonomics, and ergonomics is how these are human factors. This could be the psychological or physical factors. So ergonomics, also known as human factors in human engineering, is a scientific discipline that focuses on designing and arranging the workplace to fit the capabilities and limitations of individuals. So this could be physical things such as having a chair which has armrest, which has good back support. So that comes in ergonomics, as well as the psychological factors. So this is a scientific discipline that focusing on designing the workplace in a way that it fits the capabilities and limitations of the individual employees. So that is it from the concepts of job design. Thank you so much.